And good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Qso-Vlog. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and while lately we've been working 40 meters daytime, tonight we'll be trying to work a distant VHF repeater of around the Cincinnati, Ohio area. This repeater is located in Highland Heights, Kentucky, distance from me about 105 miles, and we're hoping for some good propagation to help us along. I first ran across this repeater around 2016 and finally documented it in late 2017 when I had the pleasure of having a QSO with its owner, Harold W4YWH, who has now become a silent key. Well, long story short, the other night I was Vhf Dxing and ran across some guys lecturing at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I said, I got to join in on this. Well, I think we closed the repeater down around 3 a.m. with a vow to meet again possibly in the future. And looks like tonight maybe might be part of that future. The time has come. So let's see if the propagation gods are smiling on us tonight. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor calling the Highland Heights repeater. Do you have a copy?
This is KE8QBL. Good evening. And how are you, my friend, my long DX listener? We enjoyed your QSO the other night that Greg and I have talked about it more than once. And you are always welcome here, KE8QBL.
Roger, well, you know, it's all at the propagation god's behest. We never can say exactly when she will smile on us, so we just have to take advantage when the opportunity presents itself. And tonight, I'm getting 3 or 4 lights back on that repeater up in Highland Heights, so it's doing a great job, Roger. Let's go through maybe who we have out there. This is KC9VKV. You guys come on in and ID yourselves.
Let's see if I have it. W0QI, Whiskey 0, Quebec, India. And Greg, yes, is my name. I live in Independence. It was great hearing you, Jim, and outstanding to be able to get a repeater from that far away. And yes, you'll be able to catch us most evenings, well, most mornings, in an irreverent session that we call an unofficial, non-official, and certainly will be disavowed gathering of ham radios. So you're part of that clandestine crew, Jim. W0QI, back to you.
Roger, Roger. Now, this is 146.790. PO 123 hertz, the Highland Heights repeater. And what is the, this is a net, kind of a loose net. And what is the name of the net?
A nut.
Well, because showing doesn't really exist, guys who enjoyed talking late at night on the radio, especially when COVID was in its rise. People were up and adjusting their time schedules. So no name, not even officially a net. It's really not even a net. It's just a bunch of people get together. We do show some etiquette and doing a round table discussion with, getting all the stations in. But that's it. No name net. I think somebody already got that, W0QI.
And who else do we have down that way?
Tyler?
This is W8CTV, Whiskey 8, Charlie Tango Bravo, coming in at Norwood, Ohio. The name is Tyler. Good evening to you and your friends. Back over to you.
Roger, Roger. And who else?
This is KE8QBL. I hope I'm coming over the noise. And I would like to introduce you to my lovely, lovely lady, KE8QDI. Yes, the cutie of the airwaves, and here she is, KE8QDI. Jim, stand by.
Roger.
This is KE8QDI. I go by Cindy, and Cohab with QBL. And he's always good at putting me on the spot from whatever I'm doing to talk on the radio.
Roger. Well, now, do you also operate ham radio?
I just got my tech license in January, so I am still learning.
Oh, Roger. Well, you have a lot of frequencies coming up in your life. You know, the technician has 10-meter privileges. Also, you know, that I spent my first 2 years in ham radio on 10 meters, and I really enjoyed it. That, of course, was when the propagation was just excellent for 10 meters. Almost every day I would fire up and be talking to a guy out in San Diego. It was like there was a direct line from his house to my house. Every time I got on the air on 28,400, he monitored the same frequency, and we always had conditions. It was very strange. Roger.
Roger. QDI says that she is tired of KBL's lap, and we're good to go.
Roger, so we have just excellent propagation this evening. I've got now four to five lights out of 10 on this repeater, and it's very stable. So what kind of subject matter do you guys, or have you guys spoken of recently on the unofficial NetNet?
W1ORO.
Go ahead.
KQBL, recognizing 1ORO, the true princess of the airways. Please go ahead. You will be uninterrupted in your conversation.
Hi there. Just want to say hi to Jim. This is W1ORO on duty, and I'm over here with W0QI. I know that you guys talked about W4YWH. I just wanted to make sure that you will... Okay, everything's all good. They call me the First Lady, so I'm with the President, so that's just their little running theme or something. But in answering your question, they talk about everything and anything that is of interest to everyone, or any of them. So whatever topics you'd like to engage in, we're ready to engage with you as well. I'm going to head back to my chores, but I wanted to say hi to you. W1ORO, have a great evening. 7-3 all.
Roger, First Lady. Well, gosh, thanks for joining us. And if any time you hear something that perks your interest, just feel free to join in. Your audio might be just a tad low, so maybe you might speak up just a little bit more. I'm, down the creek a little bit from where you guys are, so my noise is just a little bit more than what you hear on your repeater up there. You're probably about 40 down noise level there. I'm probably about 10 down where I'm listening, so might want to keep our audio levels up just a little bit. But anyway, just curious, how many usually participate on this frequency? And now I understand it's like in the evening of like about 11 o'clock. And it's coincidentally conditions on VHF really start happening at about that time.
Jim, KQBL, we talk about everything and anything. There is nothing off bounds. There is nothing off limits. We just enjoy each other's company. These are the finest people I have ever met. And by the way, K8QBL W0QI is my Elmer.
Barry, it must be nice now. My Elmer has taken a hike. I haven't seen my Elmer in 6 months. I'm not real sure what's going on there, but I tell you, Elmers are just a beautiful thing for ham radio. It's very unusual for a hobby to have Elmers like we have that help their the young people coming along to help facilitate their operation of amateur radio. So much knowledge that the Elmers have that they can, pass along to those that are just coming on the scene. And it's just a shame that maybe some Elmers don't help as much as other Elmers. They I think tend to get locked away on some of those special higher frequencies that their tickets usually would let them have in their mind a rest and be able to operate without the confines of other folks that may not have their knowledge of operation. But that on the one hand, but on the other hand, there is a large Elmer contingent that is really doing a great service for our hobby. Roger. Yes, sir. I might want to speak up just a little bit.
Yes, sir, you got it. And with the Elmers, to continue on to that, this frequency, we are a group of people. We have hams in the air. The gentleman W0QI would be able to inform you more about us and what we do, but we are a bunch of hams that try to be good Elmers for those that may have fallen out of the hobby or the amateur radio service, if you will. We try to get other hams involved, whether that be new or existing that might not be present anymore. We try to get them back on the air, and a good support group, and it's really nice. And I honestly have enjoyed it. We talk about that quite frequently on here. We have a couple projects coming up. Zero QI would be able to inform you about that. I'm going to let W0QI pick it up and maybe give you some more insight on that. Go ahead, Greg. W0QI, this is W8CCB.
KC9VKV, W0QI. I am humbled and just absolutely pleased to have you take it away.
And the Reader's Digest version is around the holidays. We did a Zoom meeting with a giveaway of equipment that was donated. It was lovingly, gently used by other hams, and they no longer had a use for it, and they were going to offer it up to new hams. And we found some good homes for it. This new ham being able to have a nice 2-meter rig on their table, or a new general having a nice HF rig. May not be state-of-the-art, but they're going to be able to get on the air right away. Wait one. And then one day we were all talking, Mike, QBL, and some of the others, and it came up that we were finding out they're not on the air with them yet because they don't have any way or knowledge on putting up antennas. And Cincinnati area being known as the Flying Pigs, QBL came up with hams in the air will be flying pigs. And one of the reasons we did that is because Tyler, CTB, is a certified tree climber, so we've got an airman. The guy can get up in the air and help hang antennas, and we've done a number of them lately, and we're getting some of these people on the air. And Jim, once you do you get on HF or on the air on some of these things, it kind of becomes contagious. That's the Reader's Digest version, Jim. W0QI.
Roger. Well, the old expression is a tower man is worth his weight in gold. You don't find tower men everywhere. And I did my own tower for a number of years, but I have now given up that. About the best I can do is on the rooftop and about maybe 5 foot up the tower, but I don't do the tower anymore. And unfortunately, one of my 40 centimeter antennas is Yagi's has somehow changed its target, and it's pretty important, and I'm trying to figure out just exactly how I'm going to rectify that. It needs to come around about 20 or 25 degrees. It's a 10 element Yagi, and so unfortunately 20 degrees off on a 10 element Yagi, you're in a not a good situation anyway. So you guys go ahead and just kibitz amongst yourself. I'm just kind of listening in and maybe joining in from time to time. Roger?
Hey, Roger, but wait a minute. Mike, did you just identify a request? Did you just identify a need? That somebody may need a tower and ground crew to be able to rectify an antenna not hitting the mark? What do you think, bud?
KQBL, as the chief engineer of the erection project, Jim, how would you like a 100-watt carrier signal?
Well, sure. Explain more.
Okay, KQBL, I am going to send you a 100-watt carrier from my home rig, which is modest, and I truly do mean modest, thanks to Tyler and Greg and the group of people who have helped me out. You realize I am a new ham, but here is 60 seconds of solid carrier on your mark.
And as we listen to dead air,
TV channel. KQBL 1, 2, 3, 4, dead air, 100-watt carrier.
Roger. Well, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but I'll stand by.
Standing by for carrier. Carrier coming.
I thought it was already here.
into the commercial time I could have sold.
You know, Greg, you have problems.
This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. Are we still making the trip up that way?
Oh, God, yes, Jim. You're never going to have a problem.
And plus, we like your company because we like interlopers.
I thought you said antelopers. Say, okay.
Well, you're not a lurker. And lurkers just, sit out there and they don't participate. You participate.
Roger. Now, how many, would you say, new hams do you guys create in a year? 20 or 30, 40? Anybody got any ideas about that?
Yes, an unknown number, but I can tell you if you probably took what has been coming to us in, let's just say, the last month or two, which I think you just a rough count 10, and that keeps going. It can grow.
Roger. Do you guys, I'm sure, have an official ham radio organization that you belong to? I'm assuming,
Last year got 15 new paid members to the club. So those aren't even the ones that are out there that didn't do that.
Roger, I doubled with you just a little bit talking about the club, and what is the name of your club up that way?
The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club. The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club, and we have a wonderful website, K4CO.org, Kilo 4 Charlie Oscar.org, and it is fresh, up to date, probably one of the most up-to-date websites for ham radio clubs you're going to find. And it has a lot of nice services, total list of repeaters, tabulated, and for band and mode. So, but yeah, we're a nice club, we're a service club, of course, and that's what everybody is doing. Another thing, Jim, that we do, our Elmers for the Northern Kentucky High School, Dixie High School, which is KY4DH, Kilo Yankee 4 Dixie High, and they Elmer this program at the school. Wait one. They go over, help them get on the air, and then when they do the school club roundups, of course, they help them go over and contest with that, so to speak. And it was from their efforts, they made contact with the school board. They, hand in hand with the school board, which is unheard of to me, fine-tuned the antennas on the roof of the school, put up new ones. The school board ran the conduit and went through the wall for us to put the junction box in. And so we got a nice antenna system up there for the kids. And from that, they were third place in the nation in the school club roundup, and number one in their division, W0QI.
Oh, that's just outstanding. And how many folks would you say belong to your service club?
Well, I'd say 50, and that's just paid members. That doesn't mean that there aren't lurkers and interlopers out there that may want to join, but they haven't for whatever reason. They just may not be joiners. But I know there's much more out there that participate. And one of the ways we find out, of course, is on field day. And when we have our field day, we have people show up, kind of like a reunion weekend. And Mike came up with an idea, QBL, since we have been denied field day and get-togethers. We're going to take it up a notch this year for our field day. So not only will we have the operating activities, the fox hunts for the kids, pedestrian and mobile, or bicycle mobiles, drones, we're going to have a Southern barbecue dinner to celebrate being together again with ribs, pulled pork, and briskets, and coleslaw. Oh my gosh, it's going to be good. You're invited up, Jim, if you want to join us.
Well, listen, talking about food, you've got my total concentration and maybe my presence. What I was interested in also is when are your meetings? What day of the month and all that stuff?
Yeah, our meetings are second Monday of the month, 7:30 in the evening. Now, we haven't had a live meeting in quite a while. So we do have the Zoom meetings. And Jim, actually that's been a blessing too, because we have gotten some fantastic presentations. K0NEB, Joe, Cat in the Hat, Joe Eisenberg, Ray Novak, N9JA. We've had Jeff Mendelson and Jay Edrick, well-known as engineers in the community for radio broadcasting with Harris and Kyle Crosley. We have EA3HSO, who talked to us about the expeditions like Highland, Highland, and some to the Dead Sea, and that. We've had wonderful presentations, and they're all archived and on our website, because now we can record them and put them out there. So it's not been a total bust. We've made applesauce out of apples. W0QI.
Roger. Okay, you guys, I think I'm about to lose propagation. I'm down to one light, and things are getting just a little bit noisy. You know, the thing about propagation is it could come back, and it might come back, and maybe we'll try for another round. But in between now and then, let me say 73 up that way, and let's see what the repeater's doing now. I still have about 1.5 lights on you guys.
Okay, so Mike, you pick it up, and you guys can go around and say so long to Jim. He'll be on again another time, I'm sure.
KQBL, Jim, as long as you can Armstrong that radio you've got around to talk to us, you are always welcome here. And when it comes down to the Southern barbecue, oh my goodness, we're going to have whole hog barbecued and ribs. Oh my goodness, you just don't know what you would be missing if you don't get here, because if you miss it, it ain't our fault. KQBL.
Roger. Now, my conditions have come up to 2 lights. We're headed in the right direction, Roger.
Tyler, you want to say something?
Yeah, I got it. Mr. Jim, it's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed listening to you. It's very interesting. I still think it's a great distance to the repeater. Just know you have friends here on the 79 repeater. And catch up with us later, or, I mean, even if the conditions improve, get our information, man. If you need help finding your tower and anything down there, I will travel for you, my friend, and I will love to help you get it right. I'm sure other members of Indiana is not that far away. We can make it an event and get you in the right direction and everything.
Roger. Well, listen, I really might take advantage of that proposition as far as some assistance. I'll get back with you on that. And I think Mother Nature's not going to be too much further as far as propagation. So let me say 73 that way. I really have enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll be in contact next time propagation permits. Roger?
Oh, Roger. And Jim, good to hear you again, and we're going to get used to each other. This was the second late night prelude to late night that we had. So, Jim, we'll do it again, and yeah, we'll make a road trip down to New Albany and get you taken care of. And hey, you guys, you may not know this, but look, put his call KC9VKV into YouTube. He's probably got a whole library of videos for his podcast posted. So, and that's where he found the one about Harold, the founder of 79 YWH. And Jim, just so you know, WD4VOA, his son, took it over, so now it's identified as that W0QI.
Roger, and before we go, I would like to make this part of our QSO. It's from the description part of my original Qso-Vlog with Harold, and I read 10/10/17, 8:45 a.m., 146.790 megahertz, PO 123 hertz, the Highland Heights VHF repeater, distance 105 miles. Did you ever wonder where all those tube-type radios go? Well, welcome to Harold, W4YWH/SK. I've known and talked to Harold for years and always enjoyed our QSOs as conditions permit, and why not? He has his own repeater, 146.790 PO 123, right there in his shop. Although, as I understand of late, it's now residing at another location due to a lightning strike on Harold's tower. But the temporary repeater location gets out just as good as ever. Harold says the new location might be a tad higher. Harold loves to work in his shop on the older tube-type radios that you can actually get your hands on inside to work. And I'm with you, Harold. These current radios are a pain. They're impossible to work on, just a little undefined bumps along a printed circuit board path. Give me back the Drakes and stuff where you can actually have room to work and keep up the good work, Harold. It's always a pleasure. And another part to that is, let me find it here. There's a part 2 to this. Unfortunately, it is stuck together. Well, we're working on this. This is live radio, folks, live radio. And then the more additional 12/29/19, it saddens me to say, but Harold W4Y WH SK passed away at 12/27/19. I always enjoyed our QSO times. He was a man that was lucky enough to be able to pursue his hobby of rebuilding classic older ham radios to the end. A lucky man indeed, and his essence lives on through the magic of radio. Well done, Harold, and I'm very thankful I had the opportunity to meet you along the road of life. My condolences to the family, Rob N8JMV. If anyone would like to hear my interview with Harold, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV and then RS1085, that's KC9VKV followed by RS1085, that for those of you that may not know. So let me return to you. We'll see if we have any conditions left. I think I'm hitting another repeater, so I don't think we do have any conditions left. So let me say 73 up there to Cincinnati area. Enjoyed it much, and we'll see you guys next time conditions permit. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. We'll be clear.